Welcome everybody to another episode of the Wrestling vs. the World podcast. If you're enjoying today's sweet, if not, well, what the hell ever. So, this is not going to be a full-on review of Wrestlemania. I've seen some clips here and there. I have not watched the full shows because Saturday night I was asleep when it happened because I was too tired, and Sunday it happened while I was at work, so I'm at least going to break down some of the clips that I at least seen and talk about the results for WrestleMania 41 for both nights. And again, this is being recorded Monday morning, so I've not seen Raw after WrestleMania yet. So, opening up, first night, Jey Uso finally defeated Gunther. I know some people got critical because of the submission finish, but to be fair, Gunther got hit with 3 back-to-back-to-back Uso splashes, one to his back too. And we've seen in a clip that was shown from either NXT or NXT UK, whichever it was, he easily tapped out to like a sleeper or choke whatever from Ilya Dragunov, so, I mean, it helps legitimize a choke hold as being like a good submission hold if somebody's quickly tapping out to it, instead of doing that whole, oh, I must persevere and survive this submission hold type thing. But Jey finally winning the championship, main event Jey Uso world champion, I'm on board. I don't mind this. I know there are people who have mixed reactions with Jey getting the spot. You guys got to remember, he's grown a lot since he came up to the main roster 15 years ago. Think about that, okay? This guy's been around since just after WrestleMania 26 in 2010. He's now holding the world championship. That takes a lot of growth and a lot of patience to get through that, because we also got to remember, he opened the show and won the world championship. It took until 2018 for either of the Usos to even get on the main card of WrestleMania. Because between friggin' 27-ish and 33, they were either not on the shows at all or they were on the pre-show. So that's a long mountain to climb there. Then you have the New Day defeating the War Raiders to become tag champions for the umpteenth time. We've all seen that the New Day haven't really done much since they turned heel. But I am not on board with the New Day being tag champions again. Because it's I think Kofi might have the record for the most amount of tag team title reigns in history. Possibly more than Edge, at least within WWE. And it's just how many do you need? Please, no more. Let's see, Jade Cargill defeating Naomi. That's the right call there. And I love how she was going for that electric chair and then spun out into the power bomb before doing that jaded move, which we remember as the Glam Slam from Beth Phoenix. Jacob Fatu winning the U.S. title from LA Knight. That was predictable. El Grande Americano, he was supposed to have gone against Rey Mysterio, but Rey's injured, so instead he goes against Rey Fenix. I know people are mixed with the result, but I think El Grande, he probably had something in his mask for countering a midair move by Rey Fenix in order to help him cheat to win, so who knows. Tiffany Stratton defeating Charlotte Flair. Yes, thank you. Stop putting championships on the wannabe Cher. It's thank goodness. We gotta focus on the now. Please stop trying to shove Charlotte down our throats and constantly in the title picture. Put her to the back of the line. I don't want to hear this whole thing about her, just like she said 2 years ago, saying, oh, I lost in the WrestleMania match, now I need a break from WWE, despite being away for a long time prior to the prior year. Now, the main event of the first night, this came to a shock, because I thought CM Punk was going to win this triple threat. But then you look at that finish, where Punk hits the GTS on Seth Rollins, Roman spears Punk, and then Seth rebounds off the ropes to curb stomp Roman for them all to be down, which honestly, I was not a fan of, because I hate when they have to do a moment where they temporarily no-sell a finisher that they took in order to deliver a move of their own before then selling the fact that they took a move. We've seen this stuff before, and it personally irks me when they do that. But then all 3 men are down, Heyman slides a chair in, and he decides to give it to Punk instead of Roman. So there's a possible betrayal there. And Heyman gets in the ring, he's gonna help Punk, but then boom! Low blow to CM Punk's cock. Gives the chair to Roman. He's I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. Because he's pissed off at Punk for making him choose between himself and Roman, despite the fact that, Paul, you did owe Punk a favor. We've seen the video from when you mentioned that in 2013. So I don't think Punk was wrong to ask you to live up to what you said for your word. Then it seemed like Roman was going to get revenge on Seth with the chair, but then low blow on Roman, and for some reason when Paul was doing the low blow, he's wiggling his arm around and being wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then Seth didn't even have his eyes on Roman or Punk, and just had his back to them the whole time, reached his hand out, got the chair, one more chair shot to Roman, stomp, and pins Roman. A rare time where Roman's getting pinned over the last few years to now align and becoming a Paul Heyman guy, and Seth is now a heel again. So, I mean, that's quite the swerve there. Like, I thought Punk was going to win, but Seth winning and becoming a new Paul Heyman guy? I mean, like, I can understand him turning on Roman because Roman's had a few times where he's mistreated Paul Heyman. I was almost saying CM Punk. In the build to this, like, shoving him around and talking down to him and everything, that's understandable. But to Punk, that's now the second time he's turned on CM Punk in the last 10 plus years. It's like we saw it in 2013, and we've seen Paul constantly turning on people in WWE, but the fact that it's now happening to Punk again, like, golly. So at least that was pretty wild. Then you get to the second night. Io Sky retaining the World Championship against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. Understandable. I can get on board with that. Drew defeating Damian Priest in the Sin City Street Fight. And of course he tweeted the picture saying, "Oh, bored to work. LOL again." I mean, I gotta give props to Drew. That was actually pretty good. And Drew winning, understandable. This works. Dominic winning the Intercontinental Championship in the Fatal 4-Way against Braun, Finn, and Penta. Honestly, I thought Braun was going to retain, but Dominic winning and getting the response he got from the crowd, like, what the hell? And maybe this is the beginning of the end of the Judgment Day, because he pinned Finn Balor. Because, like, Finn got the coup de grace on Braun, and then Dominic hit the frog splash onto Finn, who was pinning Braun, and then that readjusted the cover, so Dominic is now the Intercontinental Champion. I think this may be like the second time at the least where we've seen a father-son duo ever be Intercontinental Champion, because we saw Curtis Axel and Mr. Perfect, and now we see with Dominic and Eddie, his biological father, and then his deadbeat dad, Ray. So, extra connections there. Then Randy, he's supposed to go against Kevin Owens. Owens is out because of his neck injury, so Randy's like, open challenge. And then, here comes Joe Hendry. And I love how somebody noticed on Twitter, we all thought it was going to be Rusev, and instead he got his lawyer. I believe in your lawyer. And this was actually a questionable move. The match only lasting 3 minutes. But I did like how comedic-ish level the finish was, where Joe Hendry did his pose, and out of nowhere, RKO. And I saw somebody note on Twitter, which was a great notice here, that it was pretty much out of nowhere because Joe Hendry didn't even move his eyes while Randy was delivering the move to make sure Randy was in position. So that's actually good eye to detail there. No pun intended. Then Logan Paul defeating AJ Styles. Why? I mean, AJ Styles is Japan's greatest import. Logan Paul is the biggest export out of Japan. If you know, you know. Then another match. The third time we see cards subject to change affecting this. Lyra Valkyria, or however you pronounce her last name. The Women's Intercontinental Champion. She was supposed to team with Bayley, but the night prior, Bayley gets taken out backstage. So now, Lyra needs a new tag team partner going against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the tag titles. Who comes back? Becky Lynch. And we got new tag champions again because Becky gets a manhandle slam on Liv, who kind of drove her away a little bit from the company. Which I'm happy to see Becky come back, but to suddenly take this opportunity for whatever reason, like, I feel sorry for Bayley. You know, it's like they won she, along with Lyra won this gauntlet to get this shot. But then Bayley doesn't get the opportunity because she somehow gets attacked backstage. So she doesn't get the title match she was supposed to have gotten. Just for Becky to get this. And now the women's tag titles have changed hands again. And it's just another makeshift thrown together tag team. I went through the history of this championship. This championship is 6 years old. We have only seen about 10 or 11 reigns with these women tag titles that have lasted longer than 90 days. That's all within a 6-year period. The rest of the time, they're just title reigns that are just less than 90 days long, just constantly hot potato, and shit. Then you get the main event. John Cena defeats Cody Rhodes to become the undisputed WWE champion. I still have to ask, though, they had the graphic that says he's now a 17-time champion, but is that accurate, though? Because the Universal Championship, if you go on WWE's website, still says it's listed as an active world title, despite the fact that they've been they were unified 3 years ago, they're represented by one single championship belt for the last 2 years, yet they're still listed as being separately active regardless. So it's like, is Cena really technically a 17-time champion? Or is he technically an 18-time champion because they're two world titles separately active represented by one belt? Because if he's 17-time world champion, then you have to retire the Universal title once and for all. But like, I thought Cody was going to win because, yeah, I respect Cena and everything he's given to the company, but he did not need to break Ric Flair's record. Even as a heel, even though this is his first time being world champion as a heel. Like, it wasn't really necessary, at least in my eyes. And now I even noted this, looking through this all now, that with this win for Cena, it's now the 6th time he has held the WWE Championship under a different championship design. Okay? He held it under the Undisputed Belt design in 2005, the original spinner, shortly thereafter, Edge's custom spinner design, and I don't count the Miz's design when he just took the WWE logo upside down in 2011, the redesign that The Rock introduced in 2013, the updated design when they updated the logo and center plate in 2014, and now this one. So it's like, I think that's the record book of the most times where somebody's held the WWE Championship under different designs, including some noticeable custom designs there too. So 6 different title designs held by one man for the specific championship. I mean, it's kind of nuts. And I know some people are saying, like, it wasn't, like, the main event for the second night didn't really feel like it delivered. Did you really expect John Cena to really go all out and give, like, a 5-star classic or anything at his age? His career's winding down. He can't go at the level he used to. And yeah, Travis Scott getting involved was unnecessary. And people were wondering, where's The Rock? I mean, people remember there was no advertisement saying The Rock was going to be there. I think somebody had a video from the night prior showing he was in Hawaii. Never said The Rock's going to be there. Get ready. He might be there. Not even a tease. I mean, maybe we'll still get an explanation of the whole thing with The Rock down the road, but there was no advertisement saying he was going to be there. Let's be clear on that. Well, yeah, now Cena's champion again. Who knows what this is going to lead to? Is Cody going to get some time off? Is he going to try to regain the title? Who knows? This could go a million different ways. I mean, hell, if Cena really wants to be a heel, do what Brock did. Be the part-time champion. Sometimes be there, sometimes not. Because, like, why give the fans what they want? Why be there all the time and make them constantly see you as champion, being there on TV and everything? Don't give the fans what they want. Be a true heel. So, yeah, at least from what I've seen, seemed like mixed results. Like, people saying it was like a fine/good overall 2 nights. But I mean, you can't expect both nights to be great. Like, with both 2-night WrestleManias, I don't think we've had any so far where both shows have stood out. Because, like, you're not going to be able to keep a wave of momentum going from one night to the next. I mean, I at least prefer the 2-night format, though, compared to one night, because if you guys want to remember how bad one night was, watch WrestleMania 35 from the beginning to the end, and tell me if you're not burned out afterwards. Dude, it's like, I prefer these 2-night things, but it's not easy to try to have, like, both nights stand out and be amazing. They can still have highlights, but yeah, I think it was, like, a fine experience from some of the clips I've seen, and I'm not mad about this. Again, I'm not mad that Jay won. Like, I'm not fond of New Day becoming tag champions again. Jade winning is fine. Jacob, I'm Fatu, I'm, like, pleased with being U.S. champion. The Mexican, like, type match, whatever. Glad Charlotte's not winning again. The main event for night 1, surprise. Good that Io Sky won and Drew. Dominic came as a surprise. Not pleased with how short the reign of the Open Challenge match was. Don't care about Logan Paul. Women's tag, just mentioned. And Cena, again, I was more leaning towards Cody winning, but it's whatever. We'll see how things go going forward. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you all think about WrestleMania for both nights? Whether you were there or not, just let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's episode, folks, please remember, leave a like, subscribe to the bell, turn on here on YouTube, comment what you thought below, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks for listening, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and oh, I almost forgot. Wednesday's episode of the podcast, going up for the Raw after WrestleMania 29. So we do have a Raw after WrestleMania review coming up here on the podcast. So, like I was saying, thanks for watching, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and good day, everybody.